Hello there, this is Welsh ASMR 82. Hey, how you doing? So, I was thinking about the qualifying matches coming up soon in March for the next Euros, which is going to be in Germany in, what are we talking, 2024. It's not far away, it's only a year and a half. So they start in earnest, the first games in March, and I thought, well, we're going through a transitional period with lots of nations at the moment, and I wondered how might a couple of them line up for the qualifiers. So I chose three nations, ones that I thought probably would have the most changes. I've thought of a couple of other nations, so if you enjoy this video, then maybe I'll do a part 2. Today we're going to look at Belgium. I'm also going to do Wales, and we're going to take a look at Italy as well to finish. So I set myself a little bit of a, how can I put it, a challenge that I had to try and pick a team that didn't contain 30-year-old plus players. De Bruyne kind of breaks that rule, but he's definitely going to still be playing for Belgium. But with most of the teams, I've tried to have more of a younger team to replace some of the, particularly Belgium's defence, which really cost them. Yeah, so I thought about that aspect. So Italy's team during the World Cup qualifiers was also quite, particularly at the back, was very old. 33, 34-year-olds. Even Bonucci was 35. So yeah, that's the sort of thing I've gone for. So I'm not saying this is exactly how they'll line up, but this is how they could line up, and certainly if they qualify, so 18 months' time, how they might look towards the beginning of that competition as well. The more comments I get, the better the video does, because YouTube likes comments. So by all means, completely disagree with me, tell me I'm crazy. I'm happy for you to disagree with me. It makes the video do better. Sometimes I think I'll just put like De Bruyne in goal or something just to wind you up, and what have you done that for? And the video will do really well. Okay, so here is my Belgian team. As formation-wise, rather than 4-4-2, I've gone for a 3, 2 wing-backs, 3 midfield, 2 up front for Belgium, for Wales as well, but actually I've gone for a slightly different formation for Italy. So I don't see anyone beating Courtois to getting goals. He's going to be around for a long time yet. Goalkeepers can keep going. I think maybe goalkeepers are the sort of exception to this age rule. But Courtois is actually still really young. And then at the back, it's got a very young look about it, particularly in comparison with the current lineup that they have. I really like Théâtre. I just literally came from watching Rennes beat Paris Saint-Germain, and Théâtre next to Joe Rodon of Wales at the back of that 3 for Rennes. They are chasing Champions League places for next year. So Théâtre is definitely in there. I think Wout Vass, he's having a bit of a slip, as are the rest of the team for Leicester. But when they got those, I think it's like 7 clean sheets in a row, he was absolutely key to that. And I think those 2 own goals against Liverpool have really brought his confidence down, but I hope he gets back to as good as he was. I was a little bit stuck for the 3rd, but I like Denayer. He's gone to play his football now in the Middle East. I think he's either in Qatar or the UAE. It might be the UAE. Yeah, it's the UAE, I think. But he's still a very good player, so maybe Denayer. And then Castagne, also of Leicester. But I watched. I've been watching some French football, and Fouquet was brilliant the other night, actually. And I just think he's a really, really good player. Who was I watching? I was watching Nice against someone, and that team is who 4K plays for. Who is it? Who is it? It's Riem. Yeah, so 4K played really well for them. Tielemans is going nowhere. Well, he might at club level. I think he's going to get snapped up in the summer. But for the national team, he's going to be around for a long time. I really like Onana. I think that he's having a good season as well. He's a nice young player. And then De Bruyne, I don't think he's going anywhere for some time at national level. And then actually, at first I put Trossard at left wing back, because that's kind of where he has been playing a bit, with a license to get right up there for Brighton. But yeah, I think for the national team, I remember he came on for Belgium against Wales recently and played up front. So yeah, Trossard I think is converting himself to more a striker. And then I couldn't pick between these two young lads, Openda and Doku. They're both excellent young talents. I think Lukaku will probably still play, but as a long-term replacement, I think one of these two is probably his long-term replacement. Okay, so that is Belgium. You ready to see Wales? In case you're interested, this is a Remarkable 2. It's my new toy, and I love it. Okay, so for Wales, Wales is sort of not that different to how they were in the World Cup, but formation-wise, we've actually got some defensive midfielders, which always helps. So Ward in goal. I think Hennessy's days are almost numbered. Rodon definitely in that central midfield, central defense. Davis for a while longer in that left centre back, and Mepham. Although because I know the Welsh team so well, I'd say that Ben Cabango does really well in that position too. And then Connor Roberts, having a really good season with Burnley, going to be in the Premier League surely next season. And at national level, we play Nico Williams left wing back, because we don't really have... Davies always used to be our left defender, our left back. So because he tucks in there, and Williams plays in that position, we just swap him over and he drives forward, cuts in and shoots. So he does brilliantly in that position for us. But as a replacement, you could use Sorba Thomas, who's only 23, and he's extremely fast, brilliant at free kicks. And then in the middle for me, Ampadu, build the team around Ampadu, and then stick Joe Morel in, with the caveat that I think Joe Morel is more or less peaked, but you've got at least 2-3 midfielders who are going to go way past him in terms of ability. They are Luke Harris of Fulham, Jordan James, and Talan Levitt. So I think one of those three is going to get that position really soon. And then originally I put Ramsey in. I've seen him start for Nice the last 2 games now, played really well. But like I said, I'd give myself this no over 30s thing, and he's like 30, 32, 33 now. So long term, starting a match, Ramsey, Rambo as we call him, could probably come off the bench or whatever. But Harry Wilson of Fulham, I think Cooper is having an absolutely amazing season. Ollie Cooper for Swansea. He could be key in that position. I don't see anyone replacing Moore at the second up front, Kiefer Moore of Bournemouth. And next to him has to be Brennan Johnson starting. And then as he starts to tire, bring on Dan James of Fulham. Johnson, of course, of Nottingham Forest. James on loan from Leeds at Fulham, for his amazing pace to work well with Moore. And then in this position here we could have Ruben Colwell of Cardiff, and then in this position coming off the bench, Rangers is Rabi Matondo, who's lightning fast, absolutely pacey, and has started to play more up front. At least he did when he was having that season on loan in Belgium. Okay, that's Wales. Let's look at Italia. I struggled with this one a little bit because their entire back line is like 34-35. So this was the hardest for me to do because I had to try and work out where everyone could go. So this is probably the one that you're going to disagree with the most. So absolutely rip it to shreds. Send me comments, please. For me, Donnarumma in goals, although the Napoli goalkeeper starts with an M, can't think of his name, Meret, could be a good shout. And then Bastoni has played for them recently in the centre defence. Romagnoli doesn't get enough games at national level for his talent, the Lazio player. And coming through Mancini, does he play for Roma? I can't remember if it's Roma or Inter, I think it's Roma. And then the two wing-backs have been playing currently, Di Marco and Di Lorenzo. So I think that they will keep their position, they're still quite young. And then in the middle we have had Barella and Cristante, Barella of Inter, Cristante of Roma, usually with someone like, who usually goes in the middle, someone like much older, Jorginho, someone like that. But I couldn't leave any of these players out, so I thought I'm just going to change the formation. Zaniolo will probably drop back a little bit. He's not an out-and-out striker, he's more a sort of second striker. And Italy haven't played with an absolute striker for years anyway. And then Raspadori, so Zaniolo of Roma, having a fantastic season as usual. I watched him score an outrageous goal in the Europa League this season. Raspadori having a fantastic season. He scored the winner against England, I believe, when they played recently. And he's playing for Napoli, who are having the season of their lives at the moment. And Chiesa, I mean, you cannot leave Chiesa out of this team. So I thought Zaniolo can sort of drop back. Barella and Cristante can be both. Cristante is more defensive. Barella runs between the lines. Zaniolo can go between midfield and link up the play with the strikers and get forward himself. Really tall as well, so he's good at set pieces. Chiesa will run in. Raspadori can be both a winger and a more fast striker up front, so they'll all change around quite a lot. Zaniolo go deep, Chiesa will come inside, Raspadori will come inside, Chiesa will go out wide, Zaniolo will go up, these will stay wide, etc. That gives them lots of options. Yeah, do you agree with me? Am I completely nuts? I'd love to know your thoughts. So if you really enjoyed the video, comment and say which countries you'd like me to do next. I was thinking some obvious ones would be ones where they've had massive changes since the World Cup. So Portugal would be a good one. I heard lots of debate over whether the new manager, Roberto Martinez, would actually call up Ronaldo or not. So that could be an interesting one to explore. Also maybe one for England, Germany, etc. So yeah, let me know who you'd like me to look at next time, and I'll happily do so. Okay. Oh, and it would help actually if you give me a formation, because yeah, that helps me form. Because I noticed, for example, I thought about doing Sweden, but Sweden do play a 4-4-2 still quite a lot. Yeah, I'll get my people all over the place otherwise if I do the wrong formation. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Drop me a comment and engage with the video, and that'll really help it. Thank you so much. And I'll see you soon. Take care, everyone. Bye. Bye.